Good afternoon and welcome to Word on Wearside.
I'm Elizabeth Gazibure.
And I'm Beth Smith. Now for your local headlines.
A skydive raises in memory of Bradley Laurie raises thousands of pounds.
5 days on and still smouldering. Now there are environmental concerns over a fire at a recycling plant.
Meghan and Harry's isn't their only big wedding tomorrow. Meet Lily Buddy as they prepare for to tie their knot.
It's been almost a year since 6-year-old Bradley Laurie died from a rare form of cancer. Since then, his mother Gemma has worked tirelessly to raise awareness of the condition and set up a foundation in his memory.
On what would have been Bradley's 7th birthday, his mum took part in a charity skydive. Our reporter Veronica Harding was at Shotton Airfield where Gemma's friends and family turned up to show their support.
Falling from 10,000 feet, the mum of Bradley Laurie doing a charity skydive on the anniversary of what would have been his 7th birthday. Gemma Laurie, who raised more than £6,000 for the Bradley Laurie Foundation, landed to a round of applause. So how were you feeling pre the jump? Were you nervous?
I wasn't nervous one little bit, honestly. I was just excited to do it. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and the fact that I did it on Bradley's birthday to celebrate him being 7 today was just like the icing on the cake, really. So no nerves at all.
So what does it mean to you doing that jump, doing that for Bradley?
Everything. I mean, unfortunately he's not here today to see it, but he'll definitely be watching over us, and it means everything, and I wanted to do something special, and what better way to jump out of a plane.
Bradley Laurie died almost a year ago from a rare form of neuroblastoma. He became a well-known figure in the North East, befriending former Sunderland football player Jermaine Defoe. The Bradley Laurie Foundation, set up in his name, now raises money for medical treatment not available on the NHS.
Thank you for everybody to continue to support me, my family, and especially the Bradley Laurie Foundation. I really appreciate it.
Council has a new leader. Graham Miller has been in the role for just over 36 hours and already has big plans for the area.
Our reporter Beth King sat down with Councillor Miller to hear his plans for the city and his passion to improve mental health awareness.
It's a city of 300,000 people, a city which has seen millions of pounds invested over the last few years, and now a city with a new leader. Graham Miller is the man in charge, elected after the death of Paul Watson, who led the council for nearly a decade. He has big plans for Sunderland.
Should be seeing the fruits of several thousand high-quality jobs coming into the International Advanced Manufacturing Park through in Washington. Those jobs will support the manufacturing sector and the supply chain, and that will feed into redevelopment of housing and infrastructure in those areas as well. We've also got the Vox site to fill out. We've got the first building on, but there's a great deal more work there needing to be done. So I'd like to think that we'll be developing that further. We've got Park Lane at the station, where we're looking to redevelop that because the city centre's drifting slightly west towards the university, around Keele Square and the Vox site. All of those infrastructure projects will enhance what we are. We'll be continuing to look at our cultural offer. We've got tall ships coming this year. We've got the air show, of course, which is the biggest event of its type in Europe, free for the public to enjoy, and we've just got more to do after that, so I'm looking forward to the challenge.
And it's here at Sunderland Civic Centre where Graham Miller will be carrying out the most of his work and promises after being elected as the new leader of the Sunderland City Council on Tuesday. Lots to do, but there's one thing particularly close to his heart.
There's no health without good mental health. My wife suffers from dyslexia, my son's Asperger's. Everybody suffers from depressive illness at some stage in their life, even if we don't notice it. 1 in 4 of us at any given time is suffering from some form of depressive illness. What we need to be doing with our health partners, because it's the health area where this is mostly going to impact, is we need to be trying to identify earlier those people at risk. So I'm very, very keen for us to be working to ensure that people get support early and that we help them through crisis, and that when it gets to its extreme levels where we have people contemplating suicide or domestic violence happening, that our partnerships there are supporting those people who need support to make them safe and get them through those problems. We cannot stress strongly enough how important it is that the people of Sunderland are healthy, because healthy people are happy, they're productive, they enjoy life, and our costs for looking after them obviously come down. So it's crucial that we have good health for everybody, and mental health is where, in my opinion, it all starts.
Sunderland is moving forward, and the council says it will be at the heart of this changing city. Word on Wearside, Beth King.
4 days on, and firefighters remain at a former recycling plant which has been on fire since Monday evening.
The site at Deptford is also being monitored by environmental experts as investigations continue into how it started. Our reporter Masuma has more.
It was a blaze so fierce, it took 50 firefighters to bring it under control. Now, 4 days later, some of them remain here trying to finally stamp it out.
The fire's been particularly challenging. There's over 30,000 tonnes of refuse, which is over my shoulder, and the building over my shoulder. And because it's inside the building as well, it's very difficult to get at, and it's very deep-seated. So you imagine the piles of refuse are about 4 metres high, which is about the height of a normal house, a normal two-storey house, and it's about 100 metres long. So it's a very, very, very large pile of refuse, and because it's compacted and deep-seated, we need the assistance of our partners in the local authority and environment agency and Public Health England to try and help us work together to try and resolve this incident.
While the fire is confined to a single area, its effects are far-reaching. Environmental experts are there regularly and continue to issue the same advice.
We're advising people if they're in and around the area, if they can, to avoid the area. However, if you live or work in the area, we advise to try and limit your time outside, close your windows and doors. If you're driving in and around the area, to close the doors, close the vents on your car, and try to avoid any limited activity outside, especially if you suffer from any health conditions such as heart disease or asthma.
It was Monday afternoon when the fire started, which could be seen for miles around. What can be said is that firefighters will continue to remain on the scene to tackle what is left of the fire. As the fire is brought under control, investigations continue into how it started. Masima Begum, Sunderland.
A car parts manufacturer in Bolton has been fined £1.6 million following a health and safety breach. It follows an outbreak of a Legionnaire's disease and an explosion at Faltic Europe Limited in the space of a year. 5 people fell ill and a teenager suffered serious burns at the site. The firm has since apologised and has made safety improvements.
A minute of silence will take place in South Shields next Tuesday to mark a year since the Manchester bombing. Chloe Rutherford and Liam Curry from the town were among 22 people killed in a suicide attack at an Ariana Grande's concert. The singer recently described the incident as the absolute worst of humanity.
A postcard marked with a kiss from Geordie Shore star Charlotte Crosby has reached a grand total of £10.50 on eBay. Bidding started at 99p, and it's to raise awareness for multiple sclerosis charity. The kiss from the actress Maisie Williams currently has the highest bid of £31. The MS auction is still live on eBay. A Sunderland mum who turned to social media in desperate bid to find her biological father says she had potential success.
On Sunday morning, Rebecca Harrison posted on the Sunderland Now page asking for help. The post has now had 980 shares.
Our reporter Yolanda Branch joined us in the studio. So Yolanda, how did the start for a biological father start?
Well, it all started on last Thursday night, where Rebecca was celebrating her late mother's birthday, Dawn Jenkinson, who would have been 49 at the time, and conversations started on Rebecca's biological father, who Rebecca doesn't know. So on Sunday, she decided to post a paragraph on the Sunderland Now Facebook page, saying that her mother was called Dawn Jenkinson and she would be 49 now. She would have been with Rebecca's biological father sometime during 1994, because Rebecca was born in 95, and that her mother comes from the Pennywell area of Sunderland. As he said, the post got over 900 Facebook shares. She then came on our show on Monday to appeal for more help to find her dad, and luckily on the 16th of May, a man contacted her to say that he believes he might be her biological dad.
So what happens next?
Well, Rebecca and the man want a DNA test to make sure that he is her biological father. He doesn't want to, the pair don't want to give out the name yet because of he has family that may not know about this either, so it's like emotional times right now. Yeah. And also with the DNA test, he just wants to make sure that he is the dad before any more people get brought into it.
Right, thanks for joining us, Yolanda. It is, of course, the royal wedding this weekend, but will you be watching or will you be turning over to watch the FA Cup instead?
We sent our reporter Andrea Anastasi out in Sunderland to see how you feel about the biggest wedding of the year.
No.
Why not?
I don't like weddings at the best of times, so I've no interest in it.
What about the FA Cup, which is going to be on
I
later?
might watch the FA Cup, yeah.
So you prefer the football over the royal wedding?
Oh, any day, yeah.
So the royal wedding is on tomorrow.
Yes, better than the football.
Are you going to be watching it?
Oh yes, definitely. And I'm going to dress the doggies up, that's going to be boarding, so they'll be happy as well. They'll be watching too.
Yeah. I'm not too bothered myself, but if Nelly and Lauren want to watch it, then I suppose.
Yeah. All I will watch is the wedding dress, who is going to give her away, and have a look at Harry. But I won't be sitting all day, no.
I'm actually at work, but I'm sure we'll be watching it at work as well, yeah.
Okay, and what exactly do you expect to see from the wedding?
A lot of glamour, a lot of beauty, and really shows the British royal family at their best, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing the lovely dress. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm happy for Harry. I really am happy for him. I'm very pleased.
Why?
I'm just pleased that he's met his match, and I hope that happy ever after.
It's not just Harry and Meghan tying the knot this weekend. There's a wedding of a very different kind happening in South Shields.
Dog lovers Buddy and Lily have also picked the perfect day. They are making their love known exactly at the same time as the royals. Our reporter Ryan Smith has more details.
We are gathered here today for Puppy Love is how the vows of this cute couple starts. Lily and Buddy will be suited and booted for the biggest day of their lives tomorrow. It's their wedding day. The owner of the happy couple is Helen Stoker, and her friend Janice Layton owns Pooch's Calf where the wedding is taking place.
Well, I'd said I'd love to do a doggy wedding, and one of my other friends was saying, oh, I could marry Mitzi off, which is my daughter's dog, with another dog. But then Helen was in, who's used the cafe from day one of opening. She's got 2 dogs, Buddy and Lily, and we were like, oh, how about you? And she was like, oh yeah, we'll get Buddy and Lily married. And that's where it went. It just snowballed from there.
Absolutely snowballed.
It just went from there. We just decided, right, royal wedding's coming up, so it would be a good day to do it on the royal wedding day.
Just like the royal wedding, a lot of preparation has gone into this.
Here for 8:30 in the morning. They're having that paws imprinted into like a putty.
A ceramic tile.
And they're going next door to the grooming parlour. Janice's daughter's the groomer there. She's absolutely fab, by the way. And they'll be groomed, fully groomed, and then dressed ready for the big occasion.
We are going to decorate all that pen up. That's getting done late tonight. Ready for tomorrow morning, like tomorrow for the wedding.
There's been an arch put up just behind you there.
An arch up on behind. And then we're going to have like lights and everything up and decorate my window up. And I've got like an aisle. It's the fake grass for Lily to walk down.
Their fur friends seem excited. Following tradition, Buddy and Lily will not be seeing each other until the big day. They're enjoying their last night of freedom.
They're off celebrating. It's their last night of freedom, you know. Lily's on a little hen party and Buddy's on his little stag do. Or else?
Whether it's a royal wedding you're attending or a doggy wedding, it's celebrations all round.
That's 2 big weddings at the weekend, so it's been great weather today on Wearside. Let's hope it will continue into Saturday and Sunday.
Our weather reporter Hannah Foster is down at Roker Beach, which has just been recognised for a Blue Flag Award for another year running. Seaburn has also been given the award, which recognises high standards of cleanliness and water quality. Hannah, what can we expect this weekend?
Thanks guys, that's right, I'm down here at Roker Beach, and what's been going on today? Not a lot actually, there's been a few dog walkers out and about, but a lot of people enjoying the sunshine. Now, what is going to be happening over Saturday and Sunday? As we said today, the weather's been lovely with highs of 12 degrees Celsius. The day is nearly over though, and the weather will be dropping, but only by a little bit, going down to 10 degrees overnight. But the summer weather is set to continue over the next few days. So it's great news if you're out and about this weekend. Saturday is looking nice as we're expecting lots of sun with highs of 14 degrees Celsius and clear skies right up until 8 o'clock. So great news for anyone who wants to see the Royal Wedding, the FA Cup, or even the Magic Weekend for all you rugby fans out there. Moving on to Sunday, and it's set to get even warmer. If you're planning on heading out, leave it until late afternoon when our highest temperature of the day will be 19 degrees Celsius. That's it for the weather. I'm off to enjoy the rest of the sunshine here in Roker's award-winning beach. Have a nice weekend. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Hannah. Looks like it's going to be a lovely weekend, however you're spending it.
That's all from us today. Thanks for joining us.